Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. We are here to talk about the Unit-Based Team Chairs Council Strategic Plan for 2020. I am Jennifer Scott. Joining us today, we have the majority of our 2020 leadership team, which is our facilitators and advisors. We have representation from the inpatient and procedural area, and we will this next year be adding somebody from ambulatory as well, so that all three of our nursing areas are represented at this panel. And then we have our co-chairs and secretaries, so thank you for joining us. So just to review, the purpose of the unit-based team is to facilitate that dissemination of information and sharing across the nursing subcommittees and leadership council to that bedside nurse through that unit-based team chair. So we have here our professional governance structure. We have our patient and family and community in the center. Next closest to them are our clinical nurses, our unit-based teams, and we are that extension where we have all of the chairs from the unit-based team get together and they meet at the unit-based team chairs council. And then from there we have our nursing practice subcommittees, and they are an extension of that nursing executive committee. So we are that voice in between the executive level and that bedside nurse. So UBC, what is it? Why does it matter? We are important because we join all of the inpatient ambulatory procedural nursing areas for all of Arizona and under one roof here. So our role in organizational communication is pivotal. We are that vertical and horizontal communication middleman. We are very important in facilitating personal networks and communication amongst the unit-based team co-chairs and chairs so that they can have that unit-to-unit collaboration. Our information and our role in that communication is to deliver purpose-directed information. We're very influential in communicating our vision, our values, and outcomes. And then our communication that we deliver is very strategic. Not only are we providing information, but we're also facilitating that open communication and feedback. We're asking questions and listening. We focus a lot on the Department of Nursing areas of emphasis and our strategic initiatives. We focus on professional governance and empowering nurses to act as decision makers and collaboratively contribute to the practice environment. And then we also focus on helping the co-chairs and chairs of the unit-based team in their professional growth and development as they are leading their teams. So looking at 2019, what did we do well? We had fun and engaging meetings. Rumor on the street was that we had the funnest meeting, so that's good. And then the information that we delivered was always pertinent to our areas of emphasis and aligned with our strategic plan. So that's something that we really want to continue and emphasize as we're going into 2020, and we want to really just focus on having that delivery of information be a little bit more thoughtful in its execution. Topics that we focused on this year that were important were nursing autonomy, professional governance, values. For our organization's values, we focused a lot on teamwork and innovation, which were pertinent to the unit-based teams. We focused on unit recognition and staff appreciation, really boosting that morale and motivation amongst the teams. Patient safety, staff safety, quality, our scorecard metrics, and then our magnet designation and maintenance. We also, part of that open communication was our unit-based team updates and helping the team members facilitate their groups. So one thing that we've had this year ongoing was a struggle with not executing the meetings. Once we got to the actual meeting, things were great. It was getting to that level. This year we were stressed and rushed, and it was a lot of last minute planning or cancellation, or the chairs were kind of drawing at straws trying to find information that would be meaningful. And with that, we had some overlap of content where we picked a topic from the strategic plan, an area of emphasis, asked somebody to come present on it. The next month asked somebody else to present on something similar, and their information overlapped. So we want to try to avoid that next year by being a little bit more thoughtful and plan ahead instead of doing things last minute, so that our information that we're delivering is better. However, with that in mind, we are very busy. Everything that we do here is in addition to our regular work. It's difficult to get together because we all work different shifts and hours, and despite our best efforts, we have that outcome. So to overcome this for next year, I propose that we simplify our process, that we schedule meetings for us to get together in advance to plan and look at things from a quarterly perspective, and then an every other month perspective, and then just kind of get together over the phone and email as necessary. So with that, our big thing is to plan ahead and template our agendas. So my proposal is that we look at the entire year for all 12 months. We get together once a month, so 12 months, 12 agendas, 12 topics, have that defined at the beginning of the year, and then kind of look at it quarterly, each month, each quarter, and focus in and really confirm and secure those meeting topics and agenda items so that we're not chasing our tails at the last minute. So our goal for 2020 should be to create a strategic approach to our meetings by pre-planning the agendas for the year. Of course, our agendas will be designed to address all of the priority aspects that the Department of Nursing Committee Chairs Council has identified for us, which of course fall within our strategic plan and our areas of emphasis. Much like last year, I anticipate that they would have us focus on autonomy, professional governance, sustaining that magnet recognition, our mission and values, unit-based team innovation and collaboration, patient and staff safety, quality control, and metrics. However, I would propose that we open this up to them as well so we can get their ideas before we really drive into solidifying these topics. And then as a second component, I think that we need to focus on that leadership training and development, more workshop style meetings to help the chairs in leading their teams and overcoming any challenges or obstacles that they might have with motivation and things like that. So just so that they can successfully execute their role as a unit-based team chair. And within that, we would give them that unit-based team toolkit, which is that hard copy that has all the resources in it. So just kind of a general timeline that I put together. Of course, we do need to close out this year. Part of closing out this year is sending out a survey and submitting that feedback so we can use our Red Cap survey for that, which I propose we do at the end of every year, nearing about this time. We're mid-October right now, so I think beginning of November we should be looking at the year, how we did, what we could improve, so that as we're in our planning phase for the following year, we have that feedback already. We also need to have our topics solidified, like I mentioned, taking this to the Department of Nursing Committee Chairs Council, really driving down and nailing down those topics for next year, so that we can template our agendas for our meetings. That should be done probably by November, and then we should start looking at potential speakers and who might be the subject matter experts for those areas. And then it would be pretty much looking at the quarter and what topics we would want to have, who might be available to speak for those times, and then at every 2 months, just stay ahead on confirming those. January, we do always start with our Welcome to Unit-Based Chairs Council meeting, where we give them all of the resources and kind of talk about how to run a unit-based team meeting. We cover our charter and all of that stuff. So it would really start with our first presenter for February, which is good because it gives us a little bit more time since we're just starting to work on this now and it's already October. And then, of course, planning to close out next year as we are this year, with looking at succession planning starting in September, who's going to be the new leadership team for the group, training the new leadership team, having this meeting again next year to really look at the topics. Are the topics still applicable? Do we need to change any of them out based on any changes with our strategic plan? But the idea would be pretty much that the topics that we have for this year, we can repeat for next year. So minus any minor tweaks and adjustments, this would be an ongoing, continual, year after year thing that we could just kind of recycle and repeat, as each year there's a new unit-based team chair. So every year our membership is changing. So delivering the same information is good. With that, I open it up to the floor to talk about things we did well, things we could have improved on, any challenges that you guys think that we have, and then of course what you think about this proposal and moving forward. So thank you.